welcome to Reinsurance Point of View review series. Today our guest is Craig Buck. Craig is the president and CEO of Converge Re. Hi Craig, in the recent years, a lot of insurers started to use asset-intensive reinsurance, but still many insurers are concerned about it. So how would you introduce asset-intensive reinsurance to insurers who have never used it?
Well, it's great to be here, Eve. I appreciate you coming by our offices here in New York. Asset-intensive reinsurance has been getting more and more popular as of late for a variety of reasons. I think it helps companies solve a lot of problems, business issues related to their both their new business and their in-force backbook problems. I think that asset-intensive reinsurers tend to bring some skills that maybe direct writers don't have, in particular on the investment side. I think they've got some unique investment capabilities, usually the ability to source or manage asset classes that have attractive risk-return profiles and might be more difficult to come by. And they also have strong ALM capabilities and structural advantage, such as offshore companies or captive arrangements that allow them to efficiently manage the capital.
Mm-hmm. So how can asset-intensive reinsurance help insurers by reinsuring in-force blocks?
Yeah, with in-force blocks, I think there tends to be a variety of benefits. Obviously, the release of trapped capital, I think, can be useful, so you can redeploy that capital into ventures that are perhaps more core to the business. I think that the additional returns that the asset-intensive reinsurers can generate might allow you to offer higher credited rates or benefits to policyholders. And it also can allow you to either accelerate the recognition of profits or accelerate the recognition of losses, both which could be desirable, especially for backbooks. Also, I think in terms of a non-economic benefit, it does allow you to kind of focus more on your core business if it's closed backbooks.
So then on the other hand, how can asset-intensive reinsurance help insurers for their new business?
Yeah, so for new business, there's some similar benefits. I think the biggest benefit is improving the capital position. And the capital position improvement can really come from two sources. One is the transfer of the risk for the portion that you're ceding, and then the other is the ceding commission. And the simple example I always like to do is if you have $1,000 of business and it's got 10% strain, then you're going to have $100 of strain as a direct writer. However, if you reinsure 80% of it, not only would you transfer $80 of that $100 to the reinsurer, so the reinsurer would cover 80% of your strain, you also might get a ceding commission that could be, say, 2% of the premium written. So the 2% of the 80% ceded would give you another $16. So now instead of $100 of strain, you've got $4 of strain. It's the 100 minus the 80 minus the 16 ceding commission that you get up front. So it increases dramatically the capacity that you have for writing new business. Again, with new business, like with existing, it does allow you the opportunity to increase your credited rates if the reinsurer is able to generate more return on the asset side. And when you're able to write more business, you increase your capacity. It allows you to get economies of scale faster. So you're able to write more business, distribute fixed expenses over a larger base. And I also think that it can help you manage your distribution a little bit better. I think that in particular with products like MYGAs, we see companies dialing up and down their volumes by increasing or decreasing their credited rates. And volatility in that crediting strategy is something that distribution tends not to like. So I think that allowing yourself to stabilize that credited rate and stabilize your capital strain by dialing up and down the percent that's reinsured can be a pretty attractive solution for direct writers.
So you also talked about non-financial benefits. Could you elaborate on these benefits?
Sure. I think there's a variety of non-financial benefits that you get really just by having a partner in the form of an asset-intensive reinsurer. I think that having someone who has a view as to how the product development process could go and supporting you with your filings and your reserving assumptions, looking at the assumptions that you use to price and having a second set of eyes on that as well as having a validation of your models. I think that we would tend to build our own models as part of a pricing process, and having a challenger model is always helpful in my mind from a seeding company's perspective. We're also very active, have a number of different clients that we work with, so we have a view as to the market trends and what others are doing, so we can kind of share that market intelligence with our cedents. And then it's the access to the investment expertise and asset classes that we bring, as well as the structural advantages that we bring through the structures we use to kind of efficiently manage capital.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it.